Hey everybody, what is going on? Chris L back here with another video. Before I get started, I get my hair systems from TopUniqueHair.com. If you use promo code Chris30 at checkout, I'll get you $30 off any hair system you buy from TopUnique. I'll leave the link in the description, down in the description below. So be sure to check them out. They have really phenomenal hair systems. I'm going on about 6 weeks on this hair system. Still amazing quality. They last. It still feels great, looks great. These are, by far for the price, especially considering, top quality hair system, great price. This is going to run about $189 before you even use my promo code. So a hair system like this, after you use my promo code, you can get for like $159, $169, give or take. You just can't beat it, guys. Their hair systems are phenomenal. I'll give you the view from all angles like I normally do. But yeah, I'm letting my hair grow, as you can see. But yeah, this is it from all angles here. But this is the TUSOO thin skin poly unit, in case you're wondering. It's color number 4R. But yeah, phenomenal hair systems. I've been wearing them for months now. Absolutely love them. They last, they feel great, look great, super high quality, and an amazing price. So go check them out. So today I'll be talking about hair systems or hairstyles that are the most flattering and least flattering when it comes to hair system. The way any hair system is made, it doesn't matter which company you get it from. They're built in a way where certain hairstyles are just not going to look that good, just because of the density, the way they're made, the way the hair comes out of the actual poly base itself, the way it flows. There are just certain hairstyles that are better than others when it comes to hair systems. So I will say this, when it comes to hairstyles that don't look great on hair systems, I'll say try to avoid super short hairstyles. If you go super short, we're talking about maybe an inch or two, you run into the problem of the way these are knotted in the base is if there's no weight to pull the hair down like I have now where it's a lot longer, it's just going to kind of stick up, look like one big poof ball on your head. I've never been a fan of super short hairstyles on these hair systems, and I've tried everything from every single hairstyle there is under the sun on these things. I've been at this for 5.5 years, so I know a thing or two about a thing or two, and I can tell you right now that anything that's really short, especially in the crown area, is just going to stick up and look like a bird's nest. The only way I would recommend a short hair on a hair system, or a short hairstyle like something about 1 inch to 2 inches, kind of messy or spiky, is if you do a flat injected hair system, which they do sell those. I think TopUnique sells flat injected. I know some other companies do. But yeah, anyway, what it is they use a different injection technique and not a knotting technique where the hair lays more flat. So you do cut it short. In fact, I do have some videos. This is probably from 8 months to a year ago, maybe a little bit longer. You can go back and look. I am rocking a short textured style with a couple videos showing a flat injected hair system that you can look at. I think I'm wearing like a green striped plaid shirt. But yeah, just go find those videos and that'll give you an idea of what it looks like. Or maybe I'm not wearing the green plaid shirt in the flat injected video. But anyway, it'll say in the title, flat triangle, flat injected hair system. That's if you're going to rock a shorter textured hair that's like 1 to 2 inches, get the flat injected. It's going to look a lot better. Another style I don't think is going to look right. Now, it depends how old you are. If you're in your early to mid 20s, which I know a lot of guys aren't going to be wearing hair systems that young because they're not balding yet, but if you're one of those that are maybe 22 to 26 years old, it's going to be the forward fringe. It is really hard to pull off a forward fringe unless you're a young dude. Unless I'm talking about young, like 22, even when you start hitting 27, 28 to 30, I think the only person, I've mentioned this before, that I see that can pull off a forward fringe and be age 30 plus, I don't know how old he is directly. I don't know how old he is, but I think, there's actually two, I think Hair System DIY and Jake Kent, other two YouTubers, they rock a forward fringe sometimes and it looks good. I don't know, maybe they have a young looking face. But most guys, when you hit age 30 to 35 to 40, not saying that's old, you're not old by any stretch. I'm 40, going on 41 in June. I don't consider that old. When you're pushing middle age, it's just hard to rock forward fringe hairstyle because what it is, even if you get light density hair systems, there's so much density in the front where if you try to rock a forward fringe, the hair's just not going to flow the way it should because there's so much hair, and it's going to give kind of that fake toupee look. Unless you're like really young and can pull it off, like 22, 25, I would stay away from forward fringe. Unless you have a young face. I consider myself to have an age-appropriate face. I think I'll look maybe 40, 41. Maybe you guys disagree. So I've tried a forward fringe. It doesn't look good. Now, if you want to try more of a Caesar cut, a forward fringe is when the hair is really long and bushy in the front. A Caesar cut is more when it comes down flat in the front, but it's a lot shorter. That's fine. That's more age appropriate to someone 35 in their early to mid 40s. That's okay. I just would avoid short hairstyles where you're going to spike it up or have it up and lifted, because that's just going to look like a giant poof ball. But you can do a short hairstyle if you rock a more flat down as a Caesar type haircut. But forward fringe, I would stay away from unless you have a young face like a Jake Ken or Hair System DIY. I think he's in his Hair System DIY is like 32 to 34 maybe. I could be wrong, but he can pull it off pretty well. But yeah, it's just hard to pull off that forward fringe. Another hairstyle I'll say to stay away from, and I hate to say it because I've always loved the style in other people, and I've tried it time and time again on Hair Systems, and I love it in theory, but it just doesn't look good in practice on me, is a slick back. It's really hard because most of the people that are balding also have recessed temples and recessed sides and thinning sides. So when you slick it, well, there's two reasons why a slick back's not good for a hair system in particular. One is because of that reason. It exposes your sides, exposes your temples, makes your forehead look a lot bigger and rounder than it actually is. Another reason is because even if you get lighter density hair systems, there is still a lot of hair on these things. So when you slick it back, the number one issue I've ran into is it looks good while it's soaking wet and it's laying flat slick back. The problem is that when it dries, it poofs up a lot because there's a lot of hair layered underneath each other. There's like hair, another layer of hair, another layer of hair, all underneath each other, and that hair is going to push each other up and poof up once it dries. So technically, yeah, you could put a shit ton of pomade in it and let it lay flat. I wouldn't recommend that. I mean, I don't think the ladies like that kind of greasy look, and B, it's not good for to have all that chemicals that come in pomades on your hair. It's just going to dry it out. Even if you had real hair, I'm never a fan of pomade because it just dries your hair out. So I've never been a fan of a lot of pomade or gel weighing the hair down with a slick back. So I would try to stay away from those unless you're of like darker Indian or Hispanic descent and you still have those temple points, because a lot of people that are like Indian and Asian or they're Hispanic, they don't seem to recess at the temples like other ethnicities do. So if you have a lot of thick side hair and your temple points are on point, no pun intended, yeah, I would try slick back. You should be able to pull it off then. Now, hair systems that are the best for hairstyles that are the best for hair systems, I would say definitely number one is going to be anything longer, 3.5 to 5 inches or longer. Sorry, there's someone outside. Okay, it's a neighbor. My most ideal favorite hairstyle ever on these hair systems, the one I'm rocking now, is like a bro flow. The reason being is I have really recessed temples and thinning sides, and this completely masks that. And it just looks like this is probably the most natural hairstyle on me personally, I think. I just like the flow of it. I like to kind of run my fingers through it like that sometimes and do that number. I like feeling it move. I like feeling that flowiness to it. I like the vibe it puts off. I think it matches my overall style and vibe. So me personally, I love anything this length. This is probably about 3.8 to 4 inches in length, give or take. And I'm letting the sides and back grow so it blends and looks even more natural. I'm gonna let it grow like down to here. And then I'm just gonna keep it this length up top, and that's gonna make it look even more natural. But this is by far my most ideal hairstyle, is more of this kind of a bro flow down the middle, cover the temple, mask those up a little bit so it doesn't expose those recessed thinning sides and temples. Another hairstyle you can use is a side part. Side parts are probably one of the best styles you can wear with hair systems, but keep it longer where it kind of just drapes over, like maybe 3.5 to 4 inches. Just do a hard part. You can see plenty of my videos because that's the style I used to rock the most before I started growing out my hair like this. Just a hard part down the side, and then swoop it over. Have it about 4 inches in length where it kind of swoops over, it comes down like that to about your eyebrow, and you're good. I would say, you could go for like a textured look as well where it's shorter, but I would say 3 inches in the front and fringe and then flat on the top, and then just kind of like mess it up in the front where it's sticking up, but not straight up. You want it kind of like rub your fingers through it where it just looks more messy and natural. That's a decent hairstyle that you can rock with the hair system. But yeah, anything that's longer and flowy, the longer the better on these things. I'm telling you, the shorter you cut the hair on any system, unless it's a flat injected one. The problem with flat injected one is you can't do a side part. I don't think you can really do this kind of style. You probably could. So you are kind of more limited in options on the styles you can do on a flat injected system. But if you particularly want to wear your hair short, Flat ejected is the way to go. I definitely wouldn't recommend a buzz cut where like zero guard all the way. I've tried that. Does not look good on these because you can start seeing the poly base through the hair. You definitely don't want to do that. I'm sure some people could try to pull it off and make it work, but I'm not sure. Maybe I did it wrong. But yeah, anything like side parts good, kind of messy in the front where it's kind of fringe, but it's still about 3 inches and you can just kind of mess it up in the front. This is the most ideal if you can pull it off, something along these lines. I would stay away from really short forward fringe unless you're a younger dude or you have a young face. Slick back, sometimes it may work for you, it may not, depending on some factors like your size and your temples. But overall, long flowy hair, side part, messy up front, just kind of where it's like 3 inches and you can rub your fingers through and kind of style it that way. Those are what I would stick to when it comes to hair systems. I would just say in short, just stay away from the really short hairstyles on these systems. But that's all I have for you guys. Until my next video, take care.